Alright, what is up guys? This will be my starting video for my channel, and I honestly thought that I would start it off with a deck profile. Sorry if the quality is really crappy. I'm using my phone. It only has like a 3 megapixel camera, so it's not all that great. So, well anyways, let's get started with the deck profile. If you haven't, if you can't tell from the title, it's Hieratic Ruler Deck profile. I don't know. It's my favorite deck, honestly. I love using it. Even if I don't have, like the key cards for the deck because they're so freaking expensive. But, yeah, anyways, let's get started. I'm going to start off with the extra deck with the Exceed monsters. First card, number 74, Master of Blades. It's like best replacement for Draco Sax, so. um, Number 42, Galaxy Tomahawk, if I want to pull off like a defensive, if my opponent's just starting to, like bouge in his way, me or something, I don't know. uh, Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis, which I have 2 for. Because, I just found 2 to be good, because, it can be destroyed easily, and I'm like, you know what, put 2 in there, so, yeah. Um, Number 46, Dragalon. If I can pull off a first turn play where if I need another dragon on the field, just bam. Pretty easy. I don't know, I'm thinking of maybe replacing it for something else, but I don't really have anything, so. Swordbreaker. Really good rank 6 Exceed. I mean, you could just use an overlay unit, it destroys any monster I want. Basically, if with type-specific decks, especially Fire Fists, Boojins, all the Mermails, just destroys them. It's awesome. Um, and Photon Strike Bouncer, because I don't want my opponents to freaking, start activating those effects. Just be like, nope, you just take 1,000 damage instead. Alright, and that is it for my Exceed monsters. I am now going to show you my Synchros. For Synchros, I have a Star Eater. I also have not one, but 2 Azure Eyes Silver Dragons, because they just work really well in the deck, and I was like, you know what, why not have 2? And it works pretty well. 1 Black Feather Dark Rage Dragon. It's really, really good for getting cards in the graveyard, and it boosts his attack as well for every monster sent, and I want monsters to be sent to the graveyard. Plus, the ratio in my deck is more monsters to spells and traps, so, it'll kind of help out with that a little. It's just good card. Stardust Dragon, this isn't a synchro deck unless you have basically a synchro staple, which is Stardust Dragon. Let's see, we have Iron Chain Dragon. If I just need a monster out in the field and I'm out of these guys, I can just, bring this guy out. And Paralysis Purple Pyrotile. And you're like, well, it's a Hieratic Ruler's high-level monsters, don't go into level 2 synchros. Well, I'll show you later how you can do that. It's pretty easy, actually. Pretty sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about. Well, anyways, that's it for my extra deck. Now on for the main deck. For the main deck, it would not be a Hieratic Ruler deck without all 4 of the Dragon Rulers. Now, a lot of people, they don't run Redox in their deck, but I honestly think it's for a good defensive. Most people are for like the easy, one hit kill, one turn kill, type of way. But there's some times where you get cornered and you need a defensive. So yeah, that's it for my Dragon Rulers. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It's a staple dragon card. Card Troopers, so I can get those cards in the graveyard. 1 Eclipse Wyvern. If I had 2, I would run that in this deck. Like, swap out Card Trader for an Eclipse Wyvern. But I only have 1 right now, and that's really all I got. I will be doing some trade videos with, some of my other stuff. Oh, say hi to the tiger looking into your soul. Anyways, but yeah, that's it for the other non-hieratic effect monsters, I might say. Now for the normal monsters, we have 1 Flamvel Guard, because you really only need to run 1 of each of the normals, because you can special summon as many of them as you want from your graveyard after you're done using them for your plays. So 1 Flamvel Guard. 1 Galaxy Servant, 2 Labradorite Dragons. The reason I run 2 is because I have 2, obviously, and I was like, you know what, why not? Why the hell not? Plus, one is mainly for, bringing out Star Eater easily. The other one is for, like, Exceeds, for the rank 6 Exceeds type plays. That's why I have 2. Rabbit Dragon, you'd be like, why the hell does he have Rabbit Dragon? Why doesn't he just use Blue Eyes? Well, I don't have a Blue Eyes. Yeah, that's right. Yu-Gi-Oh player doesn't have Blue Eyes White Dragon. Shame to us all. Sorry, I just can't get my hands on one for some reason. Even with the starter structure deck, because I haven't gotten my hands on the structure deck. 3 Hieratic Steel, the Sun Dragon Overlord, pretty standard, that kind of stuff. And that's it for the normal monsters. Now to the hieratic monsters. For hieratic monsters, we have 3 Hieratic Dragon of Su. It pops spells and traps, by tributing. Tributing is like the main thing of this deck. And, yeah, so that's gonna be, pretty good. Oh, by the way, I will be making another deck profile for this deck soon with some updated cards because Super Starter Space Time Showdown just came out. I'll probably try to do an opening of it if I can, and yeah, with the new pendulums, which I'm really excited for. I do like the pendulum monsters. I think they're really cool. Anyways, continuing on, 3 hieratic. Oh, Beckoning Light. What the heck are you doing in here? Get out of here. Spoiler alert. Okay, 3 hieratic dragon of Tefnuit. Basically, this is like the cyber dragon of hieratics. And, it's good if you don't have any monsters on your field. And, with hieratics, it's kind of hard to bring out a monster since they're all level 5, level 6. And if you don't have E-set, this is your next best bet. So, yeah. And then, talking about E-set, we have 3 Hieratic Dragon of E-set. This card is good for, changing the levels of Hieratics, and that's what I mean by you can get that Paralysis of Purple Pyro Tile combo going off with Flamveil Guard. Have all Hieratics become level 1, tune him with level 1 Flamveil Guard, and you get Paralysis. So, I find it really helpful if I can't access my Galaxy Servant at the time. So, yeah. Then, we have 3 Hieratic Dragon of Nepthet. This is basically like Su, but it pops monsters instead. And, yeah, it's just one of the good cards. If my opponent has, like, a good card, unless it's Boujins I'm facing, then practically I'm fucked. But, yeah, that's it for my monsters. And all my monsters, that's it. Now, for the spells, and don't mind that, that's just one of my drawings falling. Now, on for my traps, I have Beckoning Light, which you saw before. Good if I want to recycle some of my monsters. Magic Cylinder, because I just like using that card, Let's say your opponent doesn't have a lot of life points left. You top deck this card, be like, ooh, I might have a chance. Set it, your opponent attacks like Alucard or Bujintai Susanoo or something like that. Be like, nope, you lose. And they'll be like, it's one good way. Fiendish Chain, just really self-explanatory. And the Band Played On. I actually found this card very useful against, like, cards like Boujins and that kind of stuff, because you can't, neither player... Okay, yeah, my thing doesn't focus. Neither player can special summon monsters with the same level as those they control. Neither player can special summon monsters with the same rank as those they control. So, it really helps out against that kind of stuff. Reckless Greed, just in case I can't get the draw power I need, and since Pot of Greed is banned. Threatening Roar. It's a good card for stopping attacks. Call the Haunted, just in case if I need a monster in the grave. Bottomless Trap Hole, staple. And that is it for my traps. Now for my spells, I have 2 Hieratic Seal Supremacy. And warning you, right now, I do not have the Hieratic Seal of Convocation, or whatever, the one that adds a hieratic to your hand. I just haven't got my hands on one. Haven't been able to get it online yet, because I don't have credit card yet. Anyways, continuing on. We have 1 Dragon Shield. I used to run 2, but then that got quite annoying, so I just put it down to 1. Mini Guts, this is just like instant damage. It lets you tribute a monster you control and make one monster your opponent controls attack 0. And when that monster is destroyed, your opponent takes damage equal to the original attack of that monster. So basically, it's like instant damage because you tribute a Hieratic. It lets you bring out a monster and make its attack 0. You attack, both of them are destroyed, but then your opponent takes damage equal to your opponent's monster's attack. I find it, pretty useful in some situations. We have a Foolish Burial. It's good for getting your Dragon Rulers or Eclipse Wyvern in the grave. Um, Message in a Bottle. Not a lot of people use this card because that 4,000 damage if you don't exceed. But I actually found a good use for it in this deck. Basically lets you bring out several monsters with different thing. Let's say you have a Redox in your grave, you have a Flamvel Guard in your grave, and you have another level 8 in your grave. What you're going to do is you're going to bring all those out, tune Redox with Flamvel, get that level 8 Stardust or something, then you're going to overlay those, and you're going to bring out, a rank 8 Exceed. So, yeah, pretty simple actually. So you don't take the damage. Monster Gate, tributes, let you, basically it's good for like lots of different kinds of plays. And Reasoning, because if you use this at the start of the duel and your opponent doesn't know what kind of deck you're using, they're just gonna randomly guess a card, and then it'll be just, easy to get out that first monster. And yeah, that is it for my Hieratic Ruler deck profile. Tell me what you think of it. I honestly think it's my favorite deck to use because I'm kind of what you call a somewhat low budget player because I really don't have a lot of money to spend on cards, yeah, anyways. So, yeah, tell me what you think, and, that's my first video. Dual King 252 signing off.